The Virtual Concierge is a scripted template that allows you to quickly create an interactive, visual representation of a conversation flow in Amazon Lex. It's useful for customer interaction experiences in hospitality, order selection, and order confirmation. In this video, we will first take a look at a completed demo using the Virtual Barista bot, which is a coffee ordering bot in Amazon Lex. We will then look at how to recreate the same experience in your own AWS account. All right, let's get started. To start off, let's take a quick run through and demo of the Virtual Concierge. And specifically, we're going to be using what we call the Virtual Barista Lex bot. And we've also set it up to be a coffee ordering bot or a coffee ordering host. It's also set up for a 16:9 display, set vertically. That's why you see these checkered patterns on both sides. All right, let's go ahead and click play and check it out.
What's up? What can we do for you today?
Also, just try to notice as much as you can when we're walking through here, like the title up here and like what this is dynamically bringing in and how this is changing, and also the animations like the hover and the clicks and all that, because we'll refer to that later.
You want some milk with that?
Sure, I'll take some half and half.
Epic. How about a little syrup?
Also try to notice some of his comments, how he says like epic and awesome or whatever he says, because we'll refer to that later. Let's say caramel.
So you're looking at a half and half mocha with caramel. Is that right?
And also how I hover over these buttons and what happens. Let's say no, I want to start over, so we'll...
Okay, your order will not be placed.
I can start over, and we'll just do an espresso this time.
What can we do? So you're looking at an espresso. Is that right?
Yes.
Nice. Your order was received on Wednesday, November 20th, 2019 at 1:17 p.m. You can come pick up your drink when your order number is called.
All right,
thanks for stopping by, and have a sweet day.
Oops, started talking over him. And here's the confirmation or the receipt. So it tells me what my order is and also what my order number at least could be inserted there. And so this is all stuff that is pulled from both Lex and Lambda. Now that we've seen the Virtual Concierge or the Virtual Barista working in our account or a demo of it, now let's check out how to recreate it in your own account. So from the Sumerian dashboard, you'll want to click under Create Scene from Template. You'll want to click Virtual Concierge, and we'll give it a name, something like VC Tutorial, something like that. I'll probably need to increase the size of my screen a bit. And once it's loaded, we'll get everything that we need, we'll get everything we need in the Sumerian scene, but we do have to create a few other things, and all of the information or all of the assets necessary for this are provided in the description of this video. All right, so the first thing we need to do, if you look over here in the entity or the entities panel, if you click on the top level entity, the name of your scene, and then under AWS configuration in the inspector panel, Cognito Identity Pool ID. We need to go create a CloudFormation stack that will create this Cognito Identity Pool ID that we can then insert in our scene here that will then allow us to connect with other services like Amazon Lex, Amazon Poly, and Lambda. All right, so let's go ahead and start with this tutorial here. This is just a good one. Again, this link to this tutorial is found in the description of this video. And this will just give us a link to launch the stack. So we'll click Launch Stack for Amazon Lex, Amazon Poly. And we want to make sure that we're staying in the same region. Having some region consistency is just always a best practice. So I'm going to switch to Oregon. And under stack name, you can name it whatever you want. By default, it's given this name. We will give the name VC Barista, actually just V Barista, something unique, tutorial stack. And then you need to acknowledge that we'll create IAM resources. Click Create Stack. This will start creating a new stack. Okay, now if you go over to your click stacks, you'll see at the very top that I have V Barista tutorial stack. I'm going to go ahead and select this one. And then under Outputs, you'll notice there is a Cognito Identity Pool ID. I will be deleting this after the recording of this video. But I'm going to copy this, go back into Sumerian, and go ahead and paste it in there. Next, what we need to do is change some IAM roles. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the name of this stack. I'm going to go over to I'll just use another tab and go to IAM, Identity Access Management. I'll click on roles. I'll go ahead and search for this role, and you see that it pops up there. I'm going to click into this role, and you see there are two policies attached: Amazon Poly Read Only Access and Amazon Lex Run Bots Only. But we want to change these, switch this up a little bit. I'm going to delete this Amazon Lex Run Bots Only and detach it. And I want to attach a new policy, and we're just going to look for Lex Full Access and then attach policy. So we should have these two policies instead. That's an important step for this. Next, we need to create a Lambda function. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Lambda, the console, and then click into Lambda. What is the importance of the Lambda function? The Lambda function holds the logic that controls the conversation flow of the Lex intent. So we went with Lambda because we needed to be able to use the beverage type slot selection, which we will see here in a minute, to determine whether to elicit the generic milk type or the specialized Americano milk type slot, or to skip the fulfillment if espresso is selected. So what I'm describing here is that because there are different options, and we will see this in a bit, because there are different options depending on your selections, like Americano has different milk types, and then espresso has no milk types. So depending on those type of selections, we use the Lambda to kind of work and connect with the Lex intent. Additionally, we also generate the response card for fulfillment in Lambda. I'm going to create a function, and we'll call this one vBarista. Type vBarista tutorial. And again, this Lambda function is available in the description of this video, a downloadable asset. It's just a JavaScript file, and so you can just go into that JavaScript file, copy and paste everything that is in here. Click Save. If you want to test, you're going to need to create a test event. You can just call this test1. And as well as in the description of this video, you can find the configuration for this test event. And this specific configuration is necessary. Again, you can copy and paste. It's necessary because of these session attributes that are within this Lambda function. Click Create, click Test, and it succeeded. Okay, great. Next, we need to create the Lex bot. And we wanted to create the Lambda function first because we have to then point to the Lambda function. So that's why we did that first. We'll next go to Amazon Lex. And also included in the description of this video is the Lex bot. And if you go to Actions, Import, you can go ahead and browse for that zip file, and you just import the whole zip file. I've already done it, and so I don't actually need to do it. And if I go to Barista bot, I will get the same thing that you'll get if you import it. All right, let's look at this Lex bot. Now there's one intent, and there's different slot types. The sample utterances don't really matter in this situation because we're just clicking to really initiate the utterance. And if we look at the different the slot types, the Americano milk types, there's several different milk types. And beverage types, of course, there's several different coffee beverage types. Milk types, this is just the regular milk types that are not associated with Americanos. And the syrup types as well. We have about 5 different milk types or syrup types there. Okay, and then also, if you look over here in the slots, you'll see things there. The prompt is, what can we do for you today? And then you would select your beverage type. And then it says things like, would you like some milk with that? And you would then select your milk type. One thing to also note is that also in these slot types, you see some messages like this. So awesome message 1, or some data that's inserted within the prompt, as well as the gestures. What's important here is that it's going to pull from our scene. This Lexbot is going to pull from our scene some other data to insert things like greeting gestures, awesome messages. So an awesome message, if you remember, is like awesome or sweet or whatever is responses to your selection. And we'll see how that works in a little bit. The Lambda function is currently pointing to another one, so we want to do something different. So v barista tutorial, and then we're going to save intent, build, and once it's done, you can click publish. You can choose an alias, prod is fine. And now we have a published Lexbot. All right, now we are good to go. So we go back to Sumerian, and one thing to note is actually the name of your bot. If you make it different, if you just keep it like this, then that name will work fine. Let's go back to Sumerian. Here's a few different things we need to insert in here to make sure it works. So first of all, if we click the Wes entity, we need to insert the name of our bot, which remember we just looked at was Barista bot already. This will be pre-populated, so if you name it just Barista bot, you actually don't have to change anything with the alias prod. And that should work just fine. And then we go to main entity, expand that, go down to menu root entity. And you need to make sure that the intent name is the same intent that is in our Lexbot. So get drink order. Again, this should be the same. This should reflect the same thing. So unless you change it, that shouldn't be a problem. But just want to point out those are the two values that are most important. So let's go ahead and click play and see what happens.
Hello there. What can we do for you today?
All right. And it's working. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, as well as join our Slack community at slack.sumerian.world.